If we are only looking at what could be called social Catholicism, that is, Catholics on the ground doing works of charity and mercy and justice, things are going pretty well, actually. I mean, the Catholics are remarkably generous, and in fact, they would even do more than they're asked to do. I would say most educated, college-educated Catholics do know something about our tradition in the sense we're pro-family, we're pro-life. We do not believe that the state is totalitarian, that is, that the state contains everything that's social in the nature of the human being or in supernature, that we have supported voluntary associations, and that we have supported the non-discriminatory basis of public institutions, they're both political and educational. I mean, most Catholics know this, even if they couldn't tell you in what order Rerum Novarum Quadragesimo Anno Centesimus Annus happened. So at that level, things are not bad, but compared to mid to late 19th century and the first half of the 20th century, those same kind of educated Catholics back then, there weren't as many of them, knew a lot more. They simply knew a lot more about the sources, the languages, and discussion and debate about Catholic social teaching, Pius IX, Leo XIII, and so on and so forth. This was standard fare among educated Catholics. They had at their command more knowledge of the content than Catholics do today. And even though there's many more educated Catholics today than there were, let's say, in 1890, they're not as apt to learn about these things or to be guided through them either in their secular universities, and more than 90% go to non-Catholic universities, or in their parishes, because what they're going to get in their parishes, if things are going well, is what I call social Catholicism. We're going to have social justice committees, we're going to feed the poor, we're going to do works of mercy, and so forth. But in what context are people going to learn the next thing, next level up, the intellectual structure, the coherence, being able to make judgments about this material? I think that is not going as well as it was even 2 generations ago. Right now, we have very little catechesis, not just on the question of social doctrine, but of doctrine as such. So let me give one example. The new translation of the English for the Roman Rite and the liturgy reinserted the word consubstantial. Jesus is consubstantial with the Father. I don't know what the precise percentage is, but I'm going to say less than 5% of any parish in the English-speaking world was anyone ever told what that meant. And here we're not talking about social doctrine, like take this test. What is the meaning of subsidiarity? But how about this test? What does consubstantial mean? Now, in any kind of serious human undertaking, even if it's practically oriented, feeding the poor, there's a body of knowledge that has to be passed along that goes with that. All serious undertakings have a body of knowledge in which you need to know, like, what some of the terms mean, how they differ, the analogies between them, right? And we're not doing so well at that level. We are appealing to people's goodwill on social issues and probably massive influxes of the Holy Spirit at this point. But we do have to constitute teachings from parish level all the way up to give an adult level understanding of the terms, the history, how to read documents. So if someone graduates from the University of Chicago or Notre Dame or Oklahoma State at the age of 23 years old, this will have been their second degree, high school, and a BA or BS. We expect them to have a somewhat adult understanding of fill in the blank. But when educated Catholic in our country turns 23, I hesitate to think what even the simplest exam would uncover about what they know. This is going to be a task for the next generation, because it is not as though we can go for generation after generation without doing this.